Hey, what's up, guys? We're gonna talk about UFC 167, GSP versus Johny Hendricks. It could have went either way. It could have went Johny Hendricks 3 rounds, GSP 3 rounds, or it could have went a draw. That's what more likely it could have been, was a draw. And I forgot to mention in yesterday's video that if you've never watched the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, look up the GSP episode. He talks about having personal problems and demons, and I think that is where his mind is. That's why he's saying he's not retiring, but he needs time off to take care of some personal problems. And I think it's his demons that are messing with him that's making him think this way. That's why you didn't see the best GSP out there. You seen GSP, he couldn't out-wrestle Johny Hendricks. He got out-muscled. And if you look at it as a Pride FC, the way they scored a fight, they scored it as the whole fight. They would have scored it as Johny Hendricks dominated that fight because GSP was beat up and beat down, and you can see it in his face. But when you look at it this way, if the dude actually has demons and crazy stuff going on in his personal life, because it's probably a crazy life to live as a multi-million-dollar superstar, that the world always wants your autograph, always wants this dude attention, wants him to make videos for him, wants him to sign autographs, wants him to, oh, sponsor this phone, we're gonna make a commercial for this cell phone, or make a commercial for this energy drink. And that is a crazy lifestyle. I can't imagine what George St. Pierre goes through, or even a small time fighter like Carlos Condit or something. I just can't see how they deal with the media always having cameras in their face, always, hey, we need an autograph, we need an interview, and they always ask them the same question. So, George, are you retiring? Because you seen him at the press conference, he was getting fed up with people asking him this, and Dana White kind of shitted on him and said, well, he did lose. You can't just get out and walk away from the sport for a year and a half. That shit just doesn't happen. And I think sometimes Dana White gets overexcited and does stuff that he normally shouldn't do or say. Like, you shouldn't shit on your #1 fighter who gives you the bucks, the $1 million, and sells out 50,000 seat arenas. That's crazy that he shit on. He shitted on Fedor Emelianenko. He shitted on Anderson Silva before, when Anderson Silva did a run around the cage in like Abu Dhabi. He ran around the cage because he was gassing out, and Dana White shitted on him, saying, oh, Anderson Silva doesn't like to fight, he just likes to run around. So my thing is, if you haven't seen the Joe Rogan podcast with GSP, I'll try to find it and put it in the links below so you guys can check it out. But the truth is, if the dude has demons like he said, that's why he said he can't really talk about what's going on, because if he started talking about it, the people in the press conference and the mainstream fans would just think George St. Pierre is a crazy-ass dude, and they would be like, what are you talking about, you have demons? What the hell, you had alien abductions? That's what he talked about in the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, but he didn't go into full detail of what happened. But I understand what the dude's going through. If he's having demons and crazy shit happen in his personal life, you can't just say, well, if he wants to step away from the sport for a while, you can't look at him and say, well, you're going to have to fight in like 3 months. You know, maybe it's going to be 3 months and he'll be returning. Maybe it'll be 5 months and the dude will come back and fight in the game of mixed martial arts. But for now, it was a close fight. If you watch the fight without sound on and don't hear Joe Rogan and any commentating, you might look at the fight a little differently. But for me, I still give the fight to Johny Hendricks just based on the damage aspect. But I clearly give the 5th round to GSP. He did what he had to do to win. But this is just a little video saying why I think George St. Pierre has to take some time and step away from the cage and step away from the sport of mixed martial arts. Is it a bad thing that he's stepping away? Nah, if he has really bad problems like demons going on in his life, he's got to settle that before it ruins his life. You guys might be thinking, I don't even know what he, personally, to be honest with you, fuckers, I don't understand what he exactly meant by he had demons or he had alien abductions when he was younger. He said this on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, so I'm not 100% understanding what he's going through, but that's just my opinion on why the dude said what he did after the fact that he won the fight. And these media guys, they always keep pushing and pushing and pushing at him just to answer the question. And if he personally says he can't answer the question of why he needs to step away, you need to back off. Because even Dana White eventually at the press conference said, dude, just stop asking him. We'll talk about it in our personally. We'll talk about it without the media, because he doesn't want the media to have his business out there. There's a point when a fighter needs personal life and professional life. There's a difference. There's a difference between you going to work, working in your factory, and you going home and hanging out with your wife. You don't want your wife and your family business being in your work job, in your work life. It's just the same thing. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have seen the Joe Rogan Experience podcast with GSP. If not, it's in the description box. And with that being said, I'm not the biggest GSP fan. Never have, never will be. But I understand that he does what he has to do to win. And he kind of does, if you guys want to say, well, his fighting style sucks, look at fighters like Chael Sonnen. He talks a lot, but he wrestles the guys to the ground and does similar stuff to what GSP does. But with that being said, remember to rate, even if you hate, comment, subscribe. And this has been a little quick video shot on my HD web camera, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. I just have to give my thoughts of what happened. So, and you guys should check out, I'll put a link above my head to Bloodstained Lane's video where he goes in full in depth of why he thinks GSP has demons and bad shit happening in his life. I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.